What's good, y'all? Probably don't know me. My name's Tommy. I'm a photographer, videographer, blah, blah, blah. And basically, I wanted to do a video on how I work with rappers. I feel like coming up, there was really never any videos on YouTube or just on the internet in general where photographers or videographers explain how they got in their position. And I feel like right now, there's more photographers than ever, especially in the hip-hop space or just music space. So I felt like I could maybe bring some good knowledge to upcoming photographers that need some guidance. I've been doing filming and photography stuff for about like 6 years now, or at least I've been taking it seriously for 6 years. I've always done it before. Like, my dad used to take pictures, so I used to always have a camera in my hands, and my mom used to film on her VHS camera, so I always have those videos as memories. So I've always been around that space, but I guess that's how I got into it. But 6 years ago, I really started getting into it. And I basically just started off by doing like street photography and just travel videos like Sam Colder, blah, 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 blah. And then when I was like around 16, that's when like music really hit. I was like, damn, like this is really what I love to do. That was everything for me. Like I fell in love with music for real. And I'm sure some of you can relate to that too. It's like, all I wanted to do was listen to music, or all I wanted to do was to know what was going on in hip hop, or like just watch music videos when Cole Bennett was coming up, like all that shit. So I started thinking like how I could implement my love for music with my love for like creative stuff. And I wasn't going to be a rapper, that's for sure. So I was like, why not just start taking pictures and filming? Because I used to see people like videographers used to pull up with their VHS cameras on stage and everything. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I couldn't believe people were doing that. So that really inspired me. And I just saw exactly where I wanted to be. Like, I had this vision. I was like, damn, like I'm going to be going to Rolling Loud. I'm going to shoot pictures for this artist and that artist and this artist, blah, blah, blah. And 6 years later, or like 5 years later, that's where I'm at. And I'm really blessed, and it's been an amazing ride. And I feel like it could bring some knowledge to people that have the same vision that I did, or that I do. At this point, I've shot for basically every artist. I think the only one I haven't been face-to-face with is Cardi, but I've had experiences with Cardi. But I've shot for Ken, Lone, Trippy, Uzi, Lucky, Molly, Ski, Can, I'm trying to think, Polo G. Basically every artist I've had the opportunity to come face to face with, so it's a blessing. I'll show a bit of my work. I'll put some up on the screen right now. If not, you can go on my Instagram. All my work is there. But basically, yeah, I've just been blessed for the past few years that this is my job, and I get to go to festivals and concerts and meet artists and take pictures of them. Basically, I just wanted to make this video for any upcoming photographers that have ever wanted to do this, but they didn't know where to go and they didn't know where to start, because that's how I felt 5 years ago when I wanted to do this. The most important thing is to build a portfolio. So as a photographer, you just need a portfolio before you show it to anyone, because who's going to want to work with you if you don't have any pictures or if you don't have any videos? Before you message an artist and be like, yo, I want to shoot with you, make sure you have portraits already of your friends or of whoever, or make sure you've taken pictures on the street, like street photography, or just make sure you have some type of work. Same thing goes with video. Make sure you have recap videos done, or music videos you can show, basically anything, because you don't want to come up like empty-handed, because you already know there's competition. There's going to be people that are going to be trying to get media passes and get to shoot artists who already have way better work than you or have way more work than you. So you want to show out as much as possible. So that's number one. Number two is, if you want to go to a show, if you want to get a media pass at a show, if you want to be in the photo pit, there's three people, or I guess, yeah, three types of people you need to contact. So first is the artist photographer. This is the most important, because the photographer is tight with the artist, and they usually have like an extra media pass they can give you, depending on the tour, obviously, and like blah 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 politics. But usually the artist photographer can give you a media pass. So whether it's 2-3 days before the show or the day of, you have to find who the photographer is and DM them on Instagram. I would suggest emailing as well if you have their emails. That's really important as well. send them your work, make it short and sweet, and be like, I really want to shoot this show, blah 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 blah. Can I please get a media pass? Here's some of my work. Leave it at that. They don't need to know your life story. They just want to give an opportunity to another photographer, or they just need help to shoot more content. So it's like, I'll take him because he's gonna film for me type thing. Another thing is managers as well. 2-3 days before the show, email the managers, DM the managers. Make sure you find people all around the artist's team that could hook you up with media passes. Managers are good because they can, if you offer them something good, if you offer them a recap or something, that makes them look even better because they can present their artist with a recap now, and the recap makes the artist look even better because that's just the way it is. Sometimes underground rappers don't even have their own personal videographer, photographer, so they have to bring people from each city. And then the last thing is promoters. If you can't get in touch with the photographer or the manager or anyone on the artist's team, contact a promoter. Usually the promoter is on the flyer, like on the show flyer. I don't know, like sometimes it's at the bottoms. Usually there's always at least one promoter on the flyer. Sometimes there's 5. If there's 5, even better. You can email all 5 of them asking for a media pass. But basically find out who's throwing the show and try and email a bunch of people from that company. Find their emails on the internet. It's really not hard to do. And usually they'll be able to get you a good response, whether it's a yes or a no. At least you're gonna get a response. And there's a big chance you will come out with a media pass. So that's really important. Number 3 is when you do get a media pass, which you will, I know you will, get as much content as possible. So that's really important. You don't want to show up there and just take a few pictures and leave thinking you're too good for everyone. That's the worst. Never think you're too good to shoot content, especially when you're starting out. So you get the opportunity to shoot a show, shoot as much photos, shoot as many pictures as you can, as many, shoot video, do a recap, edit all your pictures within the same night, send the artist or send the manager, send the photographer all your pictures the same night edited, send them a recap the same night edited, make them have a reaction, make them like, wow, this kid really sent it to me within hours of the show, instead of like two days later when the artist is already in another city doing another show, sending it to them, because then they're not really gonna care. It's like, all right, this was like 2-3 nights ago, now I'm already in another city, I don't want to post this. But if you give it to them right away, within a few hours, they're gonna want to post it because it's the night of, and it's just a good way to leave a mark on the artist's team or the artist himself, and they might remember you for it. You might get a follow, you might get a repost, you might get whatever, or next time they come in town, maybe they're gonna ask you to shoot it. So it's really important to be consistent on the content you shoot after the show. Like, get it out as fast as possible and get it out to the team as fast as possible. How to grow? I mean, a good way to grow is just being innovative. Like, you have to try different things. Like, I started shooting out digital, like a regular in the photo pit, just taking pictures, and then I got tired of it because I saw a lot of people doing it, and then I'm like, damn, I want to get up close with the artists. I want to be in front of them. I want to talk to them. So I switched to a film camera to have more of a challenge. I started out with a small point and shoot, and then I learned my ways. I learned to sneak in backstage. I learned to just finesse my way through security, and I just learned to make connections, I guess, to get backstage, or act a certain way to get backstage. It's all about finessing. So the best way, in my opinion, to grow as a photographer and to get known is just to be innovative. If you're tired of shooting digital, switch to film. If you're tired of shooting film, switch to a digicam, shoot on Polaroid. I've gotten some of my best pictures on Polaroid. Just always switch it up, be creative, never be comfortable, that's for sure. And yeah, I mean, ever since I switched to film, I feel like my work has gone from like 10% to like 60%. I say 60% because I feel like I have a lot more room to grow, and I'll always keep growing because there's always going to be something bigger for me to strive for. Always try different things. You want people to look at your page and stand out. You don't want it to be like everyone else, whether it's video or photo or the way you edit your pictures or your videos. You have to stand out because the game's so saturated. Like, everyone's a videographer now, or everyone's a photographer, everyone has a VHS camera. So you have to really make yourself stand out, do shit people haven't done before. Post on TikTok. TikTok is your best friend. Like, TikTok is the easiest place to grow on the internet, and it's the easiest place to get Instagram followers too, because people that follow you on TikTok, there's like a 10-20% chance they'll go and follow you on Instagram. So if you have a crazy video that blows up, boom, they follow you on Instagram. It's really, really important to post on Instagram, to post on TikTok. I don't even do it, but you really, really should. I'll say how I got started as well. Basically, I remember my first show ever was in like 2018. My mom had got me tickets to go see Ski Mask in Paris, because I lived in Belgium back in the day. And my amazing parents bought the tickets. We took a train all the way to Paris. They booked one night in Paris. And I had sent an email to the promoters, and they had got me a media pass. Even though I bought the tickets, I still got a media pass. So I was like, damn, this is gonna be my first show. I'm gonna shoot it. I was so excited, especially Ski Mask back then. Like, it was big. He was really one of my favorite artists. And he didn't show up. He didn't come to Europe. I was so sad that day. Like, I was like, damn. I think it was a year later, and I had messaged MGK's photographer for a media pass because he was coming to Belgium. I was like, damn, MGK's huge. Like, this could be crazy. I sent an email, and he wrote me back like 3 hours before the show. I was an hour away. And then I got in the car, my parents drove me. Shout out to them again. And then boom, that was the first show I ever shot. I had just sent like in my email, I had sent regular pictures, like regular street photography pictures. And I was like, I'd love to shoot the show. And then that was my first show I ever shot. And crazy enough, I had like 30 followers back then. And one of the first pictures I ever posted is still my biggest picture. It's archived now, but it got like 1,500 likes or 2,000 likes, and MGK liked it as well. And that was the first time I was like, damn, like I had a little rush. I was like, damn, this is really cool. Like, he saw my work. And from then on, I kind of fell in love with it. And I moved to Toronto the year later, or in the same year. And I had the opportunity to shoot NASCAR Allo, Josiah, Snot, Offset, and Polo G. And for me back then, those were really big names. I thought it was really cool. But as soon as I started shooting more concerts, COVID happened. And then Polo G was the last concert I ever shot in Toronto, because everything got shut down for like 2 years. So I couldn't really continue off that. But within that time, I started doing TikToks. I started doing like lifestyle TikToks, like edits of my life, just little clips. I was going on rooftops in Toronto as well, so I was filming that. And a lot of them did well. And it started getting me more followers on Instagram. And at one point, I saw this company in Montreal called Montreality. So I was like, I'm going to apply to this job. And I sent an email out. It was like 11 p.m. And an hour later they had wrote, or even like, I think it was 11 p.m. and like 20 minutes later I had a response. I got on a call. And then basically my life changed after that. I moved to Montreal, and then I've been with them for a bit over 3 years now. And I mean, my life basically changed. Everything that I dreamed of doing like 3-4 years ago, I'm doing now because of them. So I owe everything to them, really. I've learned so much. They're the best company in the world. Like, you can never convince me otherwise. And they've taught me so many things. That's basically me now. And now I get to go to Rolling Loud and Summer Smash and get to travel, go to every concert, shoot artists. It might seem the perfect life for you guys, but I have to finesse as well. I have to sneak into places to get my pictures. My best pictures, I've snuck in. I've been in places where I shouldn't be. I've gotten kicked out of festivals, of concerts, whatever, you name it. But that's part of it. That's the fun of it. It gives you a whole rush. So yeah, that's pretty much that. If you think by just standing there and waiting, the artist is going to come up to you and ask you to take a picture, that's never going to happen. You have to find a way to get in front of them, get through the security, do whatever, to be right in front, face to face with the artist, talk to them, and take a picture of them. And I think that's the most beautiful part of this job, is that you get to interact with your favorite artists, you get to capture a moment, and anything can happen. Good, bad, whatever. You might end up on stage in front of like 20,000 people, or you might get kicked out of a festival because you weren't supposed to be somewhere. But that's the fun of it. That's the thrill of it. The whole purpose of me making this video is just to inspire you guys to take the lead. I'm an introvert. I'm the biggest introvert. I like to stay home, play video games. But when you get in that zone, you have to learn to make connections. You have to learn to get outside your comfort zone. And You can't give one fuck about what people say or think or do, especially when you make content like this. Like, who would have said a few years ago I would be making YouTube videos? Like, I would be scared that other people would judge me. But now I'm at a point where I'm 23 and I just don't care anymore. Like, how can you live your life caring about what other people think? Like, for me, it's just crazy. Like, you're one human, you're yourself. Nobody else around you matters. Obviously there's your family and your loved ones and this and that, but I'm talking about you, yourself, your mind, your heart. Nothing else matters. As long as you're happy, as long as you're doing what you want, you can achieve the world, and I promise you that. And I'm also making this for me because I know I'm going to look back in 5 years and I'm going to be even further. I'm going to be somewhere else. Maybe I'm going to be traveling the world, or maybe I'm not even going to be doing photography or videography. Maybe I'm going to be in something completely different. But I know something beautiful is going to come out of it. And you just have to put yourself out there and just do what you love. If one day you want to try and make music, make music. If you want to make beats, make beats. If one day you want to be a photographer, try and become a photographer. Just put your 100% into it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to keep uploading videos on this channel, so if you guys want to subscribe, that would mean a lot. If not, you can follow me on Instagram, Tommy Films. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and till next time, I guess. Peace.